Wout Van Aert is one of the biggest names in the world of cycling, and for many years Van Aert has been the poster boy for cycling's ultimate all-round rider, a rider who could conquer it all, a world champion in cyclocross, unleashing raw power in the spring classics, dominating time trials, and even mixing it up in mountain stages at the Tour de France. His aggressive, unrelenting style did make him a fan favorite very quickly and a nightmare for his rivals. He's been a very consistent rider in many seasons with multiple victories, podiums in nearly every major one-day race, reinforcing his place among cycling's elite. But as the 2025 season unfolds, troubling signs have emerged of this great rider. Has the decline of Wout Van Aert begun? But before we get into the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel here on the Cycling Dane, and why not check out our little brother channel of the Cycling Dane Action. But with that out of the way, Wout Van Aert's rise to prominence began in cyclocross, where he won the World Championships 3 years in a row in 2016, 17 and 18, establishing himself as one of the greatest of his era. His transition to road cycling saw an equally remarkable trajectory. He became one of the most complete riders in the peloton, winning stages in the Tour de France early on across different terrains. His ability to compete in sprints, time trials and mountain stages made him an invaluable asset to Jumbo-Visma at the time, and the race that really demonstrated this unique versatility was Tirreno Adriatico 2021, where he won a sprint, the time trial, and was up there in the mountains and finished the race off second on the podium to Tadej Pogačar and even winning the points classification jersey. In 2022, while supporting Jonas Vingegaard in trying to win the Tour de France, Wout was instrumental in helping crack Tadej Pogačar, but also dominated the points classification with an aggressive attacking style. In the one-day races, Van Aert consistently delivers outstanding results, not quite getting the top step of the podium, but still a podium. Claiming the victory though in Milan-San Remo in 2020, really displayed his exceptional finishing power by outsprinting Julian Philippe. His win at Strade Bianche in the same year, after an epic solo attack in the heat in the very hot edition of the gravel roads of Tuscany, showcased his endurance and ability to ride away. He added victories at Gent-Wevelgem as well, E3 Saxo Bank Classic and Omloop Het Nieuwsblad to his resume, reinforcing his status as a very strong classics rider. In 2023, he did manage to finish on the podium in Paris-Roubaix, despite having a puncture in the race as well, and he has finished second in the Tour of Flanders as well before, narrowly missing out on the victory in 2020 to his arch rival Mathieu van der Poel. As a key domestique as well for Jumbo-Visma / Visma Lease Bike, he has played pivotal roles in the success of his captains as well in the Grand Tours in the form of Jonas Vingegaard and Primož Roglič, contributing significantly to multiple Grand Tour victories, showing that he's a very good team player as well. However, as we move into 2025, the question still is there: has Wout's decline begun? His 2025 campaign has been anything but stellar compared to his impressive standard. The warning signs began early on in the Klassiker Hayen, where he initially was expected to be one of the team leaders following his cyclocross season, where he finished second at the World Championships. Instead of fighting for the victory, however, he was relegated to a domestique duty midway in the race. He did exceptional turns supporting his teammate Ben Tullet, but with 30 kilometers to go, that was it. No more Wout Van Aert in the race, unfortunately. Wout Van Aert later admitted that he wasn't feeling strong enough to contest the victory, and his eventual 39th place finish was far from the performance he delivered in the previous seasons. The disappointment continued at Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, where he had triumphed in the past and finished on the podium in 2024. This time it was far from his best, not unable to influence the race in any way, and that was very sad to see. And even in Kuurne-Brussels-Kuurne, there was nothing of Wout Van Aert towards the front, as we know he is a phenomenal sprinter as well, but he couldn't defend the title that he had won the year before. The lackluster performances have left many wondering if is that vintage Wout Van Aert disappeared. One of the biggest concerns surrounding Wout Van Aert's struggles is the impact of the numerous crashes he sustained in 2024. He had a very bad crash at the Dwars-Vlaanderen that forced him to miss the remainder of the Spring Classics, including the Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix, where he would have been one of the favorites. Later in the year as well, he suffered another major setback at the Olympic road race where he crashed towards the end of the race and left him with lingering injuries once more. Then he recovered and lined up for the Vuelta a España, but here again, despite being very dominant, taking multiple stage wins and looking like he was going to take another points classification jersey to add to his collection, he crashed and had a significant knee injury that forced him to abandon the race, ending his 2024 season prematurely. While crashes are an unfortunate part of cycling, the accumulation of injuries, especially for a rider who relies on explosive power and endurance, can have lasting effects. Many great riders have struggled to return to their peak after significant crashes, such as Chris Froome, Egan Bernal, and at 31 years old, Wout Van Aert is reaching the age where physical recovery could become more difficult. Age is a factor working against Van Aert. He's no longer the young up-and-comer who can afford to take a few seasons to rebuild. Cycling legend Johan Museo has commented that it is now or never for Van Aert, suggesting that his window of opportunity at the very top is closing. While 31 is not necessarily old for a cyclist, just ask Alejandro Valverde, Van Aert's racing style combined with the brute power of relentless attacking and long-range efforts may take a toll on his longevity in his career. Riders like Peter Sagan saw significant declines in their early 30s, particularly after suffering injuries and setbacks. Meanwhile, his direct competitors are all younger, including Mathieu van der Poel, Tadej Pogačar and Remco Evenepoel, who continue to raise the bar in the one-day races and the stage races. If Van Aert's form has permanently dipped, it may be difficult for him to regain his place among the cycling elites, and perhaps Visma Lease Bike will have to look to the next generation to get that big monument result. Despite the struggles, there are no reasons to believe Van Aert can't still be a force in the peloton. His team, Visma Lease Bike, remains confident in his ability, and sports director Arthur van Dongen has stated that Van Aert has trained well and remains competitive for his goals here. Van Aert himself has acknowledged that the road back to his best will be tough, but remains committed. If he can stay injury-free and find a rhythm, there's still hope that he can return to winning ways in 2025. While it's too early to declare Van Aert's decline definitive, the signs are concerning. The 2025 season has started poorly, as we said, but the effects of the 2024 crashes are certainly something that will have left an impact on his body. Will he be able to also get a monument? That is another question. We know he has so many times finished on the podium, not being able to best his arch rival of Mathieu van der Poel. Is the clock ticking on his second monument? That is a thought for another day. The next few months will be crucial. If Van Aert can turn things around, he may still have several years at the top level of the sport. However, if he struggles to continue, we may look back on the 2024 crashes as the reason why we saw the beginning of his decline. But anyways, that's basically it for this video. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already, and why not check out the video we did of his arch rival Mathieu van der Poel, how he changed the sport, or even Tadej Pogačar. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you around.